And the fourth, and in a way the most crucial thing about a practitioner is that that person develops his or her own competence by going into the foundations of the discipline in which that person is. This foundational development of oneself is a radically different method of self-training compared to others. A foundational method means, for example, suppose say there was a filmmaker who was actually like a Satyajit Ray, who is a practitioner, world-class practitioner. Then when he would look at music, he would probably dive deep. Every element of his craft, he would actually engage with deeply and try to understand and master it separately. Because he understands that his craft is coming together with many sub-disciplines. So you would probably master music, you would probably master art, you would probably master some other thing. You would master 10 different sub-disciplines because he wants the whole to come together. You will find, for example, there will be artists or sculpture or something who will spend hours researching something. When they are researching it, it is not because they want integrity to that event, or that's part of the story. But a deeper part of the story is that when they are trying to build competence or the ability to do something, they are taking a foundational view of competence. Let me give you an example of a person who's from IIM Calcutta, who 2 years later, 1 year after passing out, he decided to climb mountains. And he holds the Guinness Book of World Record to actually have climbed all 7 of the tallest peaks in the world in less than 175 days or something.
7 in the 7 continents.
7 in 7 continents. The 7 tallest peaks in 7 continents. He was not a mountaineer when he passed out of IIM. He trained to be a mountaineer. And then after that, not only became a mountaineer, not only climbed Mount Everest, the first one that he climbed was Mount Kilimanjaro. And he climbed all 7. Extraordinary human being. The main thing is that when he was trying to teach himself how to become a mountaineer, what he did was he did certain things. For example, in order to learn how to deal with cold, he went and stayed beneath a glacier. So that's how he learned how to deal with cold. When he had to learn how to deal with endurance, what he did was he would do 10-mile runs. Then at the end of a 10-mile run, he would be exhausted. At that moment, he would get up and say, suppose I was on a mountain and suppose there was a blizzard now, or there was some kind of something, then I would have to start all over again because I would have had to remove my tent and go somewhere else. So he would, at the end of a run, take a spot decision that I will do another 10 miles of running and then do the 10 miles again. So he learned to build endurance like that. So he built endurance by actually training himself. He taught himself how to deal with cold like that, and he dealt with each component of mountaineering separately and mastered it. The point is that is what is called component thinking. This, by the way, turns out to be true of the best practitioners. And this guy says that selflessness automatically comes in. For example, he said that when he put the Indian flag, he says that on each of these peaks, he says that I felt a deep joy sweep through my body. He says that I felt a deep bliss, and he says I have felt God there in that instant. Now, he says that others may say whether they have seen God or not God, but I have felt God. He says that in front of an audience of 200 or 300 people. He says, I have felt His presence in that instant. And I have felt that deep intrinsic joy, and at that time I felt I had everything I could ever get in my life. I did not need more. And the most remarkable statement he makes, and that is also part of this whole framework, is that he says that when I am walking on the street, others are walking and so am I, but he says that inside me, I know I am special. And I am special not to the others, but I am special to myself. Because I have struggled to the limits of who I am, and so I am special to myself. This idea of being special to yourself is the highest reward that anybody could potentially get. Not being viewed as special by others, but special to yourself. And now this is what we mean by the profile of a practitioner.